You got paid? Congratulations! What you're going to do next is going to determine whether or not you're going to be like the 61% of Americans who are living paycheck to paycheck, or if you're going to build a stable financial situation. And if you're watching from Australia, Japan or India, don't go away yet. It's a widespread problem. It's the difference between not knowing where your money went and deciding where your money goes. And this is down to a few very simple actions. My name is Johan from Economia, and today we're going to talk about paying ourselves first and 7 easy steps to take every time you get paid, starting with step number 1. Retirement. Even before the money reaches your bank account, we want to save a small portion of it towards retirement. Why before, you might ask? Because if it reaches your bank account, you might be tempted to reactively pay for everything you have to pay and forget about saving money for retirement. In most countries, you're going to have some kind of system so that some money from your paycheck goes directly into a retirement account. In the US, it's called the 401k. It could be the CPF in Singapore, and it can have many other names, as you can see on screen. And sometimes you even have some employer matching, giving you free money and doubling basically the money you're putting in there. It's a really good system. How much money should you put in there? Usually it's recommended to put between 10 and 15% of your paycheck towards retirement. How much would that be? You might ask. Let's take the example of the US, where the median income is $57,000. If we take 10% of it, it's about $5,700 a year or $470 a month. Let's assume an 8 to 10% return from the stock market. And if you start doing it at 25 years old and continue for 40 years until you retire at 65, this would reach a total of $1.5 million. Not bad, isn't it? And we are not even taking into account any employer's matching. I leave a link down below with the calculator so you can do your own calculation. Step 2 is your checking account. The money arrives minus the contribution you've done for your retirement plan, and it's used to pay for everything and anything. Your needs, your wants, and all the extras. And before you know it, all the money is gone. And honestly, that's where most people stop. But you're here today, so you want to make it better and you want to go to the next step. Let's do it together. Let's go to step 3. Congratulations, you made it to step 3, which is one step further than most people. This step is about to pay for your needs. Needs means all what you need to live, your living expenses, your food, your shelter, your utilities, your transportation, your health, doing your minimum debt payment. What's recommended is to put all that money that you use every month, whatever happens, into a separate checking account. And this checking account is going to be the one you're going to be using to pay for all of this. And remember, this is only for your living expenses, your needs. Nothing fancy like an iPhone 15 or a Pixel 8 or anything like that. This is really the minimum you need for you and your loved ones to live every month. According to the Fed, 37% of Americans cannot face a $400 emergency. I leave a link below to the original sources so we don't have any political debate here. $400 is really not much. It's a small car issue, it's a small health emergency, or anything unforeseen, and that could put you in trouble. To avoid that, we need an emergency fund to face emergencies, as the name indicates. So we're going to start with a very simple starter emergency fund. We're going to try to put $1,000 aside so you are completely covered for any $400 or more emergency. How we do that? Once you've paid for all your needs, we're going to take $100 to $200 every month and put it in a different saving accounts until it reaches the total amount of $1,000. This can take you 10 months or 5 months depending on how much money you're putting there. Remember, it has to be a savings account that you can immediately reach, so this money should be very easy to move around, but you should not use it for anything else than an emergency, and this is only the starter one. The best way to do that is to actually create an automatic wire transfer between your checking account to that new saving account, so that every month that money is moving and you don't have to worry about it. If you've reached so far to step 4, congratulations, you've already moved so far ahead. Let's continue. Paying off your high interest debt. Everybody has debt, but everything that is 10% and above should be considered high interest debt. And some argue that everything above 5 to 6% should also be taken into account. But we'll stay with 10% and above for the time being. This could be anything. It could be a car loan, this could be credit card, this could be consumer loan, maybe some student loan as well. This is a big financial burden and you should really tackle it as soon as possible before you can even think about going further. There are 2 main ways to tackle debt. The first one is called the snowball method, by which you first tackle the debt with the smallest balance and you progressively go to the biggest one. The other one is called the avalanche method, by which you tackle the one with the highest interest rate first. They both have their advantages and inconveniences, but if you like to be motivated by quick wins and it's the first time you're tackling debt, I recommend going with the snowball method. This is gonna help you go further and keep motivated across the way. Depending on how much debt you have, this may take from 18 to 24 months. It's a long time, but it's a very important step for you to be able to go ahead, to go forwards into your financial journey. Whoa, that step 5 is a biggie. This is the one that took you the longest, but you managed to get out of it, and now you are at step 6. In this step 6, we're gonna create our real emergency fund. Remember, in step 3, we created our starter emergency fund with $1,000. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna increase this fund to cover 6 to 9 months of your needs, your living expenses. This is in case you lose your job or in case you need to take care of a loved one and you cannot work for 6 to 9 months. That will permit you to see things coming, to come back down on your feet and be ready to rebound again. So how do you get those 6 to 9 months? You do exactly what you've done in step 3. You're gonna continue this automatic wire transfer to this specific checking account and you're gonna continue transfer money until it reaches 6 to 9 months of expenses. Now that you do not have this burden of high interest debt, you might be able to transfer much more money every month depending on how much money you need to put aside. This can go very fast or take as long as a year or 2. It's up to you, but remember, this is gonna give you a fantastic safety net and a great peace of mind. Let's go to the last step. If you have arrived up to here, it means that you have money for your retirement account. It means that you're looking after your needs, your living expenses. You've gotten rid of your high interest debt and you have a fully funded emergency fund. Congratulations! You are in a very good financial situation. Now it's time to use money to build your future, to increase your wealth and also create new income streams. To do that, we're gonna start investing. The first step is to use investment accounts that have some kind of tax benefit. In the US, they would be called IRA, Roth IRA, or HSA. In the UK, it's going to be an ISA. In Japan, it's going to be a DC account. And you have many others. Basically, all the money you put in there, when you need to take it out, your capital gain and any dividend would not be taxed. It's different from country to country, so you need to check the fine prints, but that's usually the way it works. And to answer the question, what you should be investing in, I think we should listen to Warren Buffett. And he basically says that for retail investors, people like you and me, we should only concentrate on broad-based index funds and also index ETFs. So here you go, you know what to invest with your tax-favorable investment accounts. And if you still have some money, there are more places where you could be investing. You have taxable brokerage accounts, but honestly, I don't really see the point now that you already have the one that we've discussed about. You can also invest in real estate if you know a bit, or if someone can teach you. There are a lot of advantages tax and otherwise, and also additional income. You can try commodities, you can try gold, you can try cryptocurrencies. It's up to you. I'm not making any recommendation, but there's a wide array of places where you can put your additional money to grow and have value going up over time and create new income streams. I have also a couple of videos that I'm linking down below where I was exploring a couple of avenues for investment. And now you've got it, the 7 places where you should be putting your money every time you get paid. And I promised a little extra for some of you. If you have kids and you're wondering what they're gonna do later, how they're gonna pay for education, here you go. This extra step would be for you to put some money aside for your children's education fund. You don't have to pay it in full, you don't have to send all the kids to the Ivy Leagues, but if you can put a bit of money on the side every month to help them pay for their education, that would be a nice plus. Not an obligation, but a nice plus. Directing where your money goes every time you get paid is an essential process that will bring you financial discipline, get you out of debt, and on the path to a more stable financial situation and future. It gets some time to get used to it, but it is worth the price and the peace of mind that comes with it. If you're interested in knowing how to do it the Dave Ramsey's way, I recommend this video, or you can also check that video. If you like this video or learned something, please give it a like. Do not hesitate to subscribe for more videos to come. And if you have anything to share, please leave a comment down below. Thank you again, and until next time, goodbye.